All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. I am your host, the romantic, funny man, Shawn Cornelius, and hope you guys are ready for a fantastic show. All right. Before I get started, you know how I do every night. I want to say what's up to my right and my left hand. My right hand, DDC program director Denise DeGiorgio Cooney, and my left hand producer extraordinaire Tyreek Smoke Mustakim. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. And I want you guys to know that if you're watching this on television, we stream live on Facebook and YouTube. So I want to say hello to people out there on social media land. All right, we got a great show, fantastic show, as I always say tonight. A very talented filmmaker, an award-winning filmmaker, is ready to come out and sit down and talk about his career, his film career, and some things. And I got to tell you guys something. I do my homework. And I went and watched a couple of his films already so that I'd be prepared and not really, and also just for the entertainment purposes to support a fellow filmmaker. And I got to tell you, thumbs up. I got to give this man a thumbs up, not just because he's on the show. You know, I'm not going to smooth him like that, but he had some very wonderful. Well, the two that I watched, I'm sure I'm a fan of his already, and I'll be checking out some other things. And also, we'll throw a little surprise, and I'll tell you a little something about one of his films as we talk about it. But this man, and like I said, is an award-winning filmmaker. The first project that I watched was Lockdown Love, and that's on Amazon Prime. And the second one I watched just earlier tonight was Found Dead, and that's something that I'm definitely telling you guys you should check out. But he's got so many more things to talk about, so many more projects to talk about, and I'm just honored and humbled to have him here. So please welcome to the show, filmmaker. Oh, I'm sorry, award-winning filmmaker, Emeka. And by the way, here he comes.
Thank you.
Oh man, you're so humble. I'm so humbled to have you, brother. How's everything going?
Everything is good. How's everything going with you guys?
Blessed, man. First things first. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation to come sit down and talk to us and share your wisdom and your projects with the After Dark followers.
Thank you. I'm grateful.
Yeah, no, man. Listen, you can't be. I know you seem like a man of few words, but I'm gonna get you talking on this show. You, I'm gonna get you going. But no, man. Listen, I
Mm.
honestly, when your first film came across my inbox to watch by my producer Smoke, Lockdown Love, I thought it was awesome. And then
Mm.
on my own, I did the research and went and watched Found Dead. But first,
Mm.
before we get into that, tell the people about you, where you come from, and then we'll get going with the other stuff.
All right. Well, my name is Emeka Mbadiwe, and I'm from Staten Island, New York. I'm a filmmaker who was pretty much raised here, learned how to make films here, make connections here, and use that to be able to create about 21 films to date, 21 short films. Just embarked on my first feature film, which is out now that he talked about. And I'm just making the films and trying to create films that inspire people, give people hope, and inspire people to just achieve things and better achieve better things in life. So those are the goals and those are the things that I'm trying to achieve with the messages I'm trying to tell.
All right, cool, man. I appreciate that. Now, before we actually really get rolling, I'm gonna
Mm.
ask you to do one thing, so this will be better for you, because
Yeah.
obviously it looks like you're holding your phone, and I
No,
want you to or you
I'm,
sit.
it, it's a
Something's on.
laptop. It was
It's on
moving,
your
right?
lap. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All
So
right.
I don't know if you have a table in front of you could just sit it on. Uh,
How's
that
that?
that's perfect to keep us.
Okay.
I want those folks to be able to see you and
Okay.
not get seasick.
All right. I'm sorry. All
No,
right.
no, it's okay, brother. So Staten Island, you
Mhm.
said 20 plus films,
No, like about 21 to date, about
21
21,
to date.
yeah, 21 short films and a 6 episode web series.
Now let's go. Let's start at the beginning. What
Mhm.
got you into filmmaking? That's the easy first question.
What got me into filmmaking? I have to credit it to my sister. My sister was the one involved in film school. and she would come home and she would bring home different accessories and cameras and films and show us how the films were made. And I became intrigued by watching her and watching how the films were being made. So I decided to shoot my own first film with a friend, got a camera, shot something that I had in my mind, but I didn't really know how to execute. But from watching my sister and watching a few things on YouTube, I was able to create a film, put it online. It kind of went somewhat semi-viral to whatever viral was back then. And that was the first time I got to experience people responding to something that I created in such a large amount. Before that, I didn't know what it was to share your work with that many people and get that kind of response.
Right.
So I got bit, the bug bit me,
Hmm.
and from there I decided to continue to make films that have similar message and touch people in those similar ways. And I just kept on doing it.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, you're doing it well. You're from what I see so far, you're doing it well. So you said over 21 films. What year was the first one that you said you just got your camera and did it, but
Mhm.
didn't know what you were doing?
Yeah, the first one was in 2007.
Okay. And what was the name of
2000,
that one?
that was called the first one is called Gaka, but that one has been unreleased. It's Gaka, Gaka, which stands for um, what goes around comes around. Goes around comes around.
Okay.
And it was a
Okay.
story about things that happen in within violence in the violent world, where no matter what happens, whatever you do and put out there is going to come back around. It was a nice little short inspirational piece
Yes.
that touched a lot of people, but it's unreleased.
Okay. Basically, it's about karma, which is
Yeah,
what goes around. Code. That okay. That's cool. So, you do a specific type of film or category of film, or do you do what inspires you? Because you just said you like to inspire people.
Mm.
So, do you do just inspirational films, or just something that comes to your head?
I like to do films that make or I try to make people feel the way that I feel when I watch a certain type of film. Like there's certain films out there that make me feel a good way, and I like that feeling. So I know there's a lot of other people that like to experience that feeling as well. So I try to create films that touch, the soul and really go deep into, the human soul and make people think about certain things, give them a feeling that they've been craving, and just provide that void that I believe we all have at times.
All right. So let me ask you a question, man. What's the hardest part of doing that for you? Me being a filmmaker now myself, I know there's certain things that I find difficult. What do you find difficult about approaching a project or filmmaking?
Difficult. Well, the most difficult part would have to be the financing.
Hmm.
Acquiring the money to shoot these projects, because it's very it can get expensive. It doesn't have to be. I was able to complete. I shot a short film completely with my iPhone. This
Right.
one right here,
Yeah.
a whole film.
On an iPhone.
So there's no excuses out there, guys.
No.
So and that short film is on my website too.
And what's the name of that one?
That one's called this all ends now.
This all ends now.
Yeah, that's on my website. It's a story about mental health.
Okay.
Very very short film. Shot it with the phone, and to kind of show that it can be done. Because oftentimes I will get emails from people who would say that they want to make a film, they have a story, but they can't afford it. They can't afford a camera. They don't have this. They don't have that. But I just shot this to show that it was possible. That no matter where you are around the world, if you have one of these, you can create. If you have one of these and one of these, you can create.
Yes, yes. No, again, familiar territory. I did a few things myself. We'll talk about it later because this is about you. But yeah, I was amazed when I was watching some YouTube videos about guys and women that created feature films
Mhm.
on their phones.
Yeah.
They just took them and edited and just look. They look just as good as films shot with the real expensive cameras and things on that level. Now,
Yeah.
actually, what's the easiest thing you feel about that you find making films?
Let's see. The easiest thing. That's a good question. The easiest thing. I never really thought about the easiest thing.
Right, right. Me neither, because they all pretty. It's all pretty difficult at times.
You know what? You know what comes. I don't want to say comes easy, but you know what comes fluid to me?
What's that?
Like the ability to tell the story and like create the ending.
Hmm.
That comes fluid to me. A lot of other things I have to dive deeper into like grasping them.
Right. Okay. So now you've done over 21 films and plus the other stuff. Right now to date, which one is your favorite? Okay, it's kind of like I'm asking you which one is your favorite child,
Yeah.
but which one would you consider to be your favorite film that you've done?
The favorite I would have to say my favorite one is the one that I just completed this during lockdown,
Yes.
and that one's called Lockdown Love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the one. That's the one that's on Amazon Prime right now.
Yes. Very good film.
Yeah,
Yes.
that had to be my favorite one.
Now, why would that be your favorite one? We'll get into it. And let's talk about it. I want to say
Hmm.
what's up to people on Facebook and on social media that are saying what's good. Lori and Clipper Man, and they're here to get this information and learn about you. Yeah, that my question about that one, man. That's awesome. What obviously we know what inspired it if you once you see it.
Hmm.
But what was? Let me tell you, when you mentioned the endings, you
Yeah.
like that ending was powerful.
Mm.
That was a very powerful ending. What got you into to motivate us to just like I'm gonna do this now? I'm gonna do it.
I guess I think about like the certain films that I watch that make me feel like give me like a high, like in certain ways of them telling a story, and I know that just that feeling alone, I want other people to experience it and how they react to my films as well.
Let me ask you a question. I'm sorry. Yeah, just tell them. Really, tell them what the film is about, so we don't go past that, so people will
Mm.
understand what it's about.
Lockdown Love is about a plus-sized woman who concludes that her boyfriend breaks up with her the day before lockdown quarantine begins, and she now uses the next 40 days to try to lose the weight in hopes of winning him back.
Yes, and such a talented actress. Could you please give her a shout out? Her name?
Yeah, Janine out there, Janine, she's a star of the film. You guys definitely want to check out. Her actor was extraordinary. It was beyond anything that you can ever imagine. The dancing, the acting, you guys got to see her
You know
real
what?
film.
I wasn't going to say nothing because I didn't want to be giving certain things away. But since you said
Mhm.
it, yeah, she did her thing on that level of the dancing. Her acting was excellent. Her
Mhm.
emotional levels were really, really good.
Yeah,
There's a lot of messages in that film, in
yeah,
your film, and obviously the biggest one that came out was like you said, she assumed on something, and then that's what caused the
hmm,
issue, the whole problem
hmm,
with what was going down. And it was done again, it was done so well, man. Um, there was somebody that I know personally that did a cameo in the film. He don't like to be talked about a lot. He likes to try to hide. But when you do a cameo in a film,
hmm,
your face is out there.
hmm.
So how'd you come across the pastor or the preacher whose name is Smoke, who's the producer for the show? Tyreek how'd you come across that acting talent?
Yeah, Todd the man. Me and Todd been cool for a minute now, just bonding online. We were gonna create a feature film prior to this one that we were in the process of trying to raise money for, and then the pandemic happened, and then we were on lockdown and couldn't do anything. So I didn't want to just sit and rot. So I thought about something that I can possibly shoot in one location, one actor, one idea, and then I came up with that idea around March, April,
Mm-hmm.
and then we shot it for about 5 days,
Oh,
and it was pretty amazing.
It's great, man. Again, kudos, congratulations to you on it because it is a great piece of work. And I want to get into now. We can move forward with it. Um, Found Dead. Found Dead is an awesome piece of work, and people are like, "Oh, he keep talking about it," but I thought it was. What was the? I see the inspiration for it. Obviously, is
Mhm.
that your story or is it somebody else's story
No,
that inspired that?
it's just a story that was gonna be similar to, I guess you would call it the roller coaster, like the roller coaster of emotions. I wanted to create a story that had a roller coaster of the emotions and give you a nice little twist at the end. Like, this one guy named you ever seen the movie The Sixth Sense?
Yes, yes.
You see how he does his thing and creates that magic on the screen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So similar to those techniques, and bringing the viewer on a roller coaster of emotions, and then giving them something completely different than what they thought they may have expected.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Well, you did that well, man. You did that well. And this was shot before, right? A while ago. This wasn't something recent.
Now this was I think around 2015.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
No, it's a very good piece. It's a very good piece. Once
thank you.
again, Found Dead, and that's on your YouTube channel and everything
On YouTube and on the website.
on the website. All right, fantastic, man. So, in writing those things, and what has the COVID inspired any other projects that you're doing or you're completed or you're going to put out there soon?
Well, during the time, I thought to use a lot of energy and trying to market this one and kind of get the word out there, get people watching. But between now and the next project that me and Tariq was gonna work on, there's nothing that's gonna happen in between that. That's gonna be the next one that we pretty much tackle.
Yeah. Now you're doing it and you've done all this work. What advice would you give young filmmakers about, because obviously what you talked about already, they should have picked up some things. But
Yeah,
what advice would you specifically give to young filmmakers out there?
I would say that the more that you learn, the more that you earn in this industry. Meaning, all the you're gonna rise and get better and better as you absorb more and more information, like learning, listening, taking in information. That's that's probably going to be the number one thing to make you excel. Learning, learning about everything, every aspect of the entire industry that you want to be a part of. So
Yeah.
you start from the bottom. You learn about this. You ask questions. You watch. You learn. You learn. You learn, and then you keep moving up and up up the ladder. That's how it
Yeah.
happened for me. Just absorbing information, watching YouTube videos, reading
Hmm.
books, taking courses, whatever information was out there, you just keep absorbing it, and then you watch yourself climb up as you work in the industry.
Yeah, like I tell a lot of people, man, YouTube is so valuable. You
Yeah,
can go on there and take a course without paying for the course and learn filmmaking 101 all the way up to producing, directing, writing,
hmm, everything.
cinematography without even paying a dime for it. So take advantage of these things that are out there. Now you talked
Mhm.
about the finances being one of the hardest things, especially in the beginning. Are you still finding that difficult, or have you learned, like you said, you'll learn as you go up the ladder? Have you learned ways to, finance your films better?
Um, Kind of the same ways, just the saving. I did a one crowdfunding back in the day for my web series,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hmm.
we were able to raise a couple of bucks to get that one done. But everything since that has just been like out of pocket, just I guess saving and putting money away, shooting gigs, getting money, shooting something else, shooting gigs, getting
Yeah.
money, shooting something else. Just the cycle.
Yeah.
But we're hoping for the next project we're able to have some collaborations and maybe get some investors involved.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So what are one of your goals, man, as far as for your films? Everybody has goals, but you have some really good content. Obviously you're streaming already. What is like a long-term goal, a big goal for you, your production company, or as a director, writer, producer?
My goal is for people to watch the films, people to be able to watch the films all over the world. That's the goal.
That's the goal. Sweet. Well, you started that already. You're starting to do that because Amazon Prime is worldwide. So that's a good start. That's great. Now, are you acting as well, or are you just behind the camera?
I'm trying to stay more behind the camera. I find when I'm behind the camera, I'm able to get better direction. Everything to date, I've pretty much been in all of my creations.
Yes.
whether it was a cameo or a big role.
Yes.
But going forward, I'm going to try to see if I can stay behind a little bit so I can focus more on giving people like Janine the excellent performance that that she can give.
Yeah. So you wouldn't pull a Spike Lee and just write a character about you and you just play that character. Now, what if Denzel wanted to be in one of your films and he's like, Emeka, I need you to portray my partner, so you got to take the role of my sidekick. Would you do it?
I'll be like, let's make it happen.
That's automatic. That's fantastic. In your head, even if it's not done like right now, or if you haven't started the project, what's the ultimate film you'd like to make or create? Like, ultimate film. I know it's in there. I know it's in there somewhere. But like George Lucas and them Star Wars. They had a Star Wars or this or Spike Lee with a Malcolm X. What's a film that you have hidden that you'd like to make? You don't have to tell us maybe the name, but what category or whatever.
I would say the next one coming up. It's called ATAP, ATAP, which stands for All Things Are Possible. This one I've been working on this one for about 12 years now, a very long time. So it's gonna have some significance to it, and that I've been working on it for that period of time. So that's gonna be the one that's gonna hopefully get an opportunity to be seen, whether it's streamed or whether it's on the big screen, the big screen, if we ever get back to that ever again.
Right. Well, let me ask you this too, because I'm finding that the two films I watched with some of the other that you're talking about, you have a spiritual foundation. God is a part of it's. He's written in there somewhere. Spirituality is written in there somewhere. How is that important to you? How important is sending that message?
All the messages, all the talents, all the abilities that I have come from God. So I use them to the best of my ability. When there's something that I know how to do well, I try my best to capitalize on that and do it to the highest level, to the gift that I was given. So all the ideas, all of those jewels, I'll call them, that get dropped on me, all come from above. I don't know where they come from. People ask me, where do you come up with the endings? Where do you come up with this? Where do you come up with that? I'm like, I don't know. So, it gets emailed in sometimes. You could be relaxing in the shower and then you get an email and then you go write it down.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's what's one, because that title you just gave, All Things Possible, because usually at the end of that is all things are possible through God. All things are possible with him. You know what I mean? So that's what it sounds like to me, a little bit of a spiritual foundation. And that's number one. That's because that's where the blessings come. That's where the gifts come. So that's awesome. That's awesome, man. Oh man, brother, this is cool. So what about comedies, man? Do you have any comedies? You sit there talking with a comedian. You don't have no comedies out there?
Comedy, I always have comedic elements in my films. This particular one, Lockdown Love, I know there was a couple of spots in there where, they were a little humorous, but because this one was one particular character, all my films, I like to have aspects of comedy in there as well, but mainly dramas. But 100% comedy, I can't see myself writing it. I can, but I would exert that energy towards the comedy.
Okay, I got you. But maybe that'll come along your way. Maybe a comedian who does films or writes films will come your way one day and it'll cross your path and you might be snatched up. Who knows? Who knows?
Possibly.
One thing I want to ask you without giving too much else away. there was food involved in your film. You know
Yeah.
the scene I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, did she indulge? That food looked really, really, really good.
Look good, right?
Yeah, and I happen to know a young lady who loves food, and I'm sure she would have stood in and been the double for that scene. So
Yeah.
that was an awesome. That was comedic.
Yeah.
That was a comedic element. Okay, and then what was I thought was cool at the end, again, not giving anything away, the way you showed just you making the film
Hmm.
instead of like bloopers. You
Yeah.
basically and I thought that was wonderful. Your music, who I saw obviously the name, but do you do anything with music, or you just hire people who are musicians and producers and things to do your films?
Oh well, the music of from people that are like friends of mainly friends that have like SoundClouds and they have music online that I listened to prior to making the movie. Like the whole most of the film was composed by a man named Dixon. His music was
Okay.
laid on the tracks of a lot of the scenes. And I heard all of those songs prior to making the movie, and I was able to create scenes based on the sound. So I connected with different people on Facebook, people on SoundCloud, and I was able to get a nice compilation of nice music.
Hmm.
Did you have a favorite song that played
You know the end, the song that was played at the end,
at
where
the
you
very end?
yeah, where you had the collage of everybody going through. That was a very nice
Mm,
piece. And again, not to because I watched it once,
mhm.
but I thought the music was fitting for what you were doing at the end of the film.
Yeah.
So it was a really nice piece of music. Like you said, a lot of the music did fit well,
Mhm.
with what was going on. But I think that was my favorite piece, that ending track.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you. It was you. The song was "You Are Enough" by
that's
by a band called Cimarelli. They were an amazing band, and that song was very touching.
mm, yeah. Now you also have some books. I saw, unless I'm wrong,
Hmm.
you have you written books
Yeah, the book featured
in the film?
in the film. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay, that was my slick way of having you bring that up without, I don't want people to think I'm unprepared and I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, because it was a book. So
Yeah,
you're an author as well. How many books?
yeah. I have two books. That's my second one. The title was HOE, which is Ho, which stands for Heaven on Earth.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the book is about health and nutrition and how you can come close to seeing what heaven on earth may be like if by experiencing optimal health.
Okay, now do you dibble dabble in that as well as far as teaching health and nutrition, or is this something that you're passionate about to help others?
Now, yeah, 100% teaching and educating and just making people aware of just how to be healthy, things that they can do to just better themselves and how to motivate themselves. Some people just need to be motivated in order to make certain decisions, certain lifestyle choices.
Right.
I don't know. It's a little bit of everything, a little bit of help with how you're going to make better choices with some of the foods that you may eat,
Mm-hmm.
different ways to lose weight. I have a before and after picture of myself in the book. So
Okay.
I was a little, not chunky, but I had a little extra on me before. And then I show a picture of how I looked in a few months after. So,
It's great, great, man. Well, you're definitely an inspiration, man, and you are doing what you're doing as far as motivating and inspiring folks, and trying to do the good. Because all of this so far, this half hour in the beginning always goes quickly. There's so much more I want to discuss and talk about, but I usually take a break around this time. But I really, really appreciate you talking about the career. Tell again where they can find the film Lockdown Love.
you can find the Lockdown Love on Amazon.com. If you have Amazon Prime, just type in Lockdown Love and you're going to see Janine's beautiful face on the cover of the poster and watch it. And then if you enjoy it, be sure to let me know that you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, make sure you leave a comment because I know you told several people that I've seen on Facebook. Please go back and leave it. People are going to leave a comment regardless, man, because again, it's something wonderful that they should check out. So, Mecca, usually right around now, I take a break. I give the guests a breather. You're doing well. You're doing fantastic. Your demeanor is very low key, and your mannerisms are great. But I'm gonna give you a minute or two to take a break. You want to come back in the second half? You're gonna stay there because we get into the love zone next, brother. It's gonna get a little hot. It's gonna get a little warm.
All right.
All right. Well, we'll be right back with more Emeka and Mbadiwe on After Dark with Shawn Corneliius after this short break. Stay right there. You know, sometimes life can really get you down. But it seems like your world is closing in on you, on school and friends and your job and your community, and you just feel like you have no way out. But I'm here to let you know that you do. So please, we all go through things, everybody in life. So if you feel like you can't make it and you can't do another day, please reach out and talk to someone. Talk to a family member, talk to a friend, talk to a counselor. Find someone that you can talk to. Pick up your phone and call your local suicide prevention hotline if you feel like you don't want to go on. Because I'm here to let you know that you are loved by someone, and everyone has dark days. I'm Mocha Black, and I care.
Hey, what's going on? It's your main man Bill Hill, just checking in one time, man. I want to send a major shout out to my main man Shawn Corneliius up there in New York City with the new movement, Enough is Enough. And that's the best way we can put it. Enough is enough. Police brutality, systemic racism, systemic injustice. You know, so I support the movement. Congratulations to you for even stepping up, Shawn, and putting something together real sweet. I like it. I'm down with it. Enough is enough. The movement. Peace. This is Bill Hill.
Hey, it's your boy Mac 357, and you're watching After Dark with Shawn Corneliius. Hey.
All right, welcome back to the show. You're back sitting in with Emeka and Mbadiwe, filmmaker here on After Dark with Shawn Corneliius. And you ready, brother? Look like you were looking up praying. I don't know what you're doing. You were praying. You were praying because you know you got into this love zone.
Nah, I was ready for you.
Okay, man, good deal. All right, so now, like I know every guest that usually comes on has a specific amount of magic, and you have the filmmaker magic. So I need you to shoot me a word. Matter of fact, I want you to say action on 3, and let's see what magic you have. All right, just say action. 1, 2, 3.
Action.
Okay. All right, that worked. That worked. I don't know I don't know how they hear you on the set. You're so quiet and so dude. But anyway, we are now in the love zone, my brother. And this is going to be fun. I put you on the love seat, the romantic, funny man's love seat. We have a little bit of fun with love, romance, and relationships. You ready?
Sure.
All right, man. First question. What is your definition of love and why is it important to you?
My definition of love and why is it important to me. My definition of love would be to be willing to do something for someone and have feelings for them that are unconditional. True love, but that love has to be like you have to choose. It has to be a decision. It's not a feeling. And what does it mean to me? It's everything. Every one wants to love. Everyone wants to be loved. I think that's what we all long for, to be loved. We all strive for it. So it means everything.
All right, good one. That was a good way to start off, brother. What is your definition of romance and why is that important to you?
My definition of romance would be more feelings, um, something that can be felt and lost, as opposed to love. So romance is, I would say it's like feelings.
Okay. All right. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how romantic are you? Where would you put yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
If I want to be, I could be a 12.
You can be whatever you want to be, brother. I ain't gonna hate on you.
If I
So
want to be.
yeah, if you want to be, you could be a 12. So
Yeah.
I'll take 12 though. That's a good answer.
Mhm.
But since you said that, give us an example of something you've done that would put you at a 12 that you could tell us.
That's a good question. I can't put it all out there.
Nah, don't put it all out there.
Let me see. So some romantic that I did. That will make me a 12.
Yeah, you said it, not me.
I'll give you some 8 examples.
8, okay.
8 or 9s.
Okay. What happened to the 12 though?
Those are exclusive.
All right, I'll take that. I'll take that. Give me an 8 or a 9.
8 and 9s are probably a romantic picnic in the middle of nowhere. That I have been on picnics and done things of that nature. So that's like, I would consider that around 8 or 9.
All right, I'll take it. And I noticed how smooth you got when you said that too. I just want to let you know that I didn't take it myself, but some lady picked it up out there. Watch them. I went on a picnic, and in the middle of nowhere. Sounded like there should have been some music behind you saying that. Beautiful, man. All right, cool. Give me 3 things that turn you on about women, that are attractive to you about women. What 3 things attract you to a woman?
There's some hard questions, huh?
Not for somebody who's a 12.
3 things.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing will have to be physical.
Okay.
Because the first thing I'm going to do is see her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have to have physical attraction visually first. So that would have to be number 1.
All right.
Number 2 is most likely what comes out of her mouth.
That's a good one.
That would have to be. Once that is displayed, then that would be like number 2. And then number 3 has a mind of its own. It could be anything. But those first 2 things are, once you go past those first 2 things, number 3 could be anything amazing.
No, I ain't gonna let you slide out of that one, brother. You just throwing it out there. You gotta pinpoint and tell me one thing.
One thing?
Yeah, one thing. That was a slick answer though.
Okay, so I would say if she's health conscious, that's important to me.
Okay. All right, cool.
Health conscious and aware.
That's sweet. All right, yeah, we'll take that other one as a bonus that you try to slide in there. All right. So let's go to the other side of the spectrum. Give me 3 things that are not attractive to you about women.
I can't do that.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble with nobody, because this is in general. This is in general. Nobody specific.
Nah, I mean, there's nothing that really doesn't attract me. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I know that's a cliche statement.
But go ahead. It's perfect time to use it. Go ahead.
It's interesting when like you see certain people in love, and one may look a certain way, and the other person, you may try to consider yourself being with that particular person, but that person is not your type. Like that person likes that person. Like to them, they are like, that's their type.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I think that I wouldn't say anything.
You know what? I gotta let you answer it the way you want to answer it, but I'm gonna tell you so much. Look at my title under my picture, the romantic funny man. Don't be trying to slide stuff past me, Emeka. Listen, I look. Let me tell you something. I'm not an expert, but I wrote a book. I wrote a book, so that was slick. No, that was cool. I got you. All right. So if you could have dinner with anybody, whether it be romantic or just to have dinner with them, past, present, future, who would that be?
Dinner, huh?
Yeah, you have dinner, and yeah.
Maybe it's a good question.
I was gonna say that many, huh?
There's a lot of people to consider.
Yeah, yeah,
You said dead or alive?
yeah. You yeah.
You have to double it.
Past, present,
Past,
future,
present,
dead or alive. Yes.
man. Jesus.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I'll accept that one. I can come back, but I can't even come back when you say Jesus. That's at the top of the list. That's a good one. Okay. 5 things to you that are attractive about the world or life. We know there are a lot of things that are not. There are a lot of ugly things on the planet. There's a lot of ugly situations. But what are 5 things that you love about life or the world?
5 things.
Yes.
I love that we get to enjoy life. We get to eat food that tastes good. We get to do things that are fun. And we get to see children, see animals, and see like nature.
Yeah.
That's probably number one. And then I also like that we have YouTube.
Put YouTube in there as well.
YouTube is one of my favorite things in the world because there's not an answer that's not available on YouTube.
I'm telling you, listen, I co-sign that. Yep.
And you know that everything that we face from the moment that we get up is a question.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I, what do I get for this? Where do I go? What time is this going to be there? We run to the computer and it has a solution. So because we all had the same access to the same solutions, people all over the world that may not necessarily have the resources that we have here, they can still get access to YouTube. They can learn anything that they want to learn and apply it and basically get anything done because
Yeah.
it's just answers. You
Right.
have a question, there's an answer. You want to know how to do this, there's an answer for it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to really. So that's number 2. I have 3 more.
Well, if you want to give me 3.
Let me see. I love women.
Okay, that's 3.
The fact that they're here and they're nurturing the world and they're reproducing us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3. And then the 4th will have to be animals.
Okay.
And then,
Now I was going to ask you, do you have pets? Because you said animals and something else we were talking about. Do you have a pet, or which type of animal?
I don't, but I would like one. I just don't know what kind of animal to get.
Okay, all right. So that was 4.
And family.
Okay, cool. Very interesting, man. Interesting answers. Very cool. Very thought like you're thinking about them. So I'm gonna make you think one more time.
Mm-hmm.
We know that love and romance it's essential in relationships, but we also know that respect, honesty, and trust are essential as well.
Mm-hmm.
You get a chance for right now for this show to take one of those away and still have a successful relationship. Which one are you taking away? Respect, honesty, or trust?
Wait, so if I had to take, just phrase it one more time.
Respect, honesty, and trust are the 3 things that you have to deal with right now. You get a chance to take one of those away and still have a successful relationship. Which one are you getting rid of?
They're all connected. You can't get rid of any of them. It's like the three of them are bound together, and any removal of either one of them is not gonna be successful.
Okay, all right. I'll accept that outside this show, but for this show, you can take one away and you'll be all right. So which one are you taking? Man, I like the way you try to smooth around to get out of these questions. But which one are you going to take away?
So it was respect.
Yes.
It was
Honesty.
honesty.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one was
Trust.
trust. That's a very difficult question. Let's see. You can't take away any of those things.
You have to. For this show, you have to. And listen, I want to tell you, you're not the only one that's had a struggle with this one and has come and told me. But for this purpose, for this show, you have to get rid of one. I am not letting you off this show until you take one of those away.
Because if she's not honest with you, then she'll be lying to you. If she doesn't respect you, then she won't respect you. And then the third one was
Respect, honesty, and trust.
trust.
Yeah.
And if she don't trust you,
Hey, Emeka, I want to tell you, you're the only person, you are going for the record as the longest person to take the longest time to answer this one question. So
I
you're
I
special.
trust.
You'll take away trust.
I'll say trust.
Okay, you don't have to give me a reason why. You just have to just take one away.
I trust.
Because it's not an easy question. It's really not. And there have been, I don't know, smoking. These can tell you it's like 70 something times we've asked this question, and people have fumbled and thought and twisted. Some people try to get out of it, but remember, my point was you could take one out for this show and you'll be all right. Now, when you leave this show, don't try this in your personal life. That's my point. All right, we're moving on. We're moving on. You obviously you know about love, you know about romance, and you know about this generation. You look old enough to not really be in the younger portion. I'm not saying you're older, but you look like you're a mature guy. Give the younger people a little bit of advice on dating today to help them to become something. When
So yeah, for young people, you say.
yes, for the younger generation, give them a little bit of advice on dating.
I mean, I'm no love doctor.
Well, I'm the romantic funny man with a book, but I'm sure you're able to do so.
but but if I can give the youngin some advice, I would say to take your time, and if they like you, it will be evident. If it's mutual, it won't be a mystery. So if you're ever wondering, does he like me? Does she like me? If you ever have to wonder, then you probably don't.
Okay, we'll keep it simple. We'll keep it simple. All right, now here's a fun one. This is a fantasy. You're walking down the street, you kick over a bottle, a lot of smoke comes out of it, and here comes a genie. It's a romantic, funny man genie. Love genie. Now he's a low budgeted genie, Mecca. He don't have a lot of money. He don't have a lot of wishes, so he can only give you one wish.
Mm.
Your one wish has to include romantic love. What is your one wish for romantic love from your genie?
My one wish that me and a particular person will be in love and experience the same love that we had throughout the lifetime that we had the first time we fell in it.
Okay, cool. Now, this one I created just for you because I try to cater certain questions around my guest. You're a filmmaker. You
Mhm.
write inspirational films, motivational films. You now have to write and produce and direct a film about love. What is the title of this film going to be? And who is your star and co-star?
The title,
The title, and you can pick anyone in Hollywood. Who would you choose for this film? So the title and who's in it.
the title will have to be censored. Who's in it?
Yes.
Who's in it will have to be I I like to I like to have I like to use people who are like inspiring in my films, like actors and actresses.
Okay.
So it'll most likely be a no named person because
Okay.
I like to give opportunity to people who I'd rather not. I mean, I will, but if I can do the opposite of, I would rather have people who have not necessarily broken through yet. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, totally. So you want to give someone who's not an A-list actor, actress, or
Opportunity.
B-list someone an opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So because there are a lot of actors and actresses who are just as talented, but they don't have the platform, and you'd like to give them the platform.
Yeah, exactly.
So the title is censored,
Mhm.
and you just have no names
I,
in it.
I, the title. No, the title will have to it'll probably have love in the title. It'll have something to do with love. I'm thinking I'm working on a project that will be a beautiful love story.
Okay,
You ever seen the movie The Notebook?
I just saw it not too long ago.
Seen that, right?
It's a great film.
Great film of love and passion.
Yes.
So I want to see if I can create something around love coming up after I do a couple of more films.
Yeah, I found myself looking at a lot of films that I might not have looked at since I became a filmmaker and director, writer, producer, on that level.
Mhm.
Even like you said, films that are not out there, but are really great films.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I kind of feel like you got on ice skates on the bottom of your feet because you be skating around some of these questions and you be sliding in and out. But but it's all wonderful. It's all good. All right, let's see if I can get one more lovey-dovey thing in
Mhm.
before I do this little fun game. Romance, love, intimacy, um, respect, honesty, trust. They're all essential. Now,
Mhm.
tell me one thing that I missed that's essential to having a fantastic, successful relationship. What did I miss? Something? I'm sure I missed something. But what do you think? What else is essential to have a successful relationship?
What's essential? What did you
Mm,
miss?
yes, something I missed.
I would have to say energy.
Okay.
There's a certain type of energy that two people feel when they're around each other. It could feel good or it could feel bad. Everyone knows what the negative energy feels like. Even experienced it when they were with someone that they loved. And I think it's very important to have that feeling and feel that way when you're with the significant other. It's very important.
Cool. Cool. Good deal. Good deal. All right, man. Here we go. we're gonna finish this up. You're making it through. We're gonna finish this up with a game that I like to call. I got a little bit of power too,
Mhm.
Mecca. I got a little bit of power too. I don't even got to say nothing. Look what just happened to the screen. Ain't that beautiful?
That's wonderful.
That's all right. So we're gonna do this thing called favorites, and it's a quick one. It's like speed dating. I'm just gonna say something, say a category. You tell me what your favorite is, and then we'll let you up out of here. You ready?
Let's go.
Favorite food.
French fries. But I don't eat it.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say all that nutritional stuff you talked earlier. All right,
Yeah.
good deal. Favorite song all time.
Something by Michael Jackson.
Thank you, by Michael Jackson. All
Yeah.
right. Favorite movie of all time.
Crash.
Hmm. Favorite book you've ever read in your lifetime.
Favorite book, the Bible.
All right. Favorite vacation spot.
Miami.
Miami. Okay. It's hot down there, I heard.
It's beautiful down there. I
Now
need to go down
you
there.
love Miami's. Miami's a good spot. It's a good spot.
I love the sun more than anything.
Favorite. Let me see. Your favorite director or filmmaker. Let's say director first. Favorite director.
I don't know if I have a favorite director, but I have favorite movies.
You
Like
don't have a specific like a filmmaker that you just like enjoy their movies above anybody else's.
I like Spike Lee. I like Tyler Perry.
Okay.
I like Fuqua. I
Oh
like
yeah.
Singleton.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I love so many movies. I'm like the biggest movie person. So many favorites. Spielberg.
Yes.
I love Spielberg. His work is exceptional. He's probably my favorite.
Okay. All right. Favorite TV show that you've watched?
I like Power.
Power.
It was brilliant.
All right.
Um,
And I know you said you have some, so you want to bring in some, like, not A-list actors to your films, but for this case, do you have a favorite actor? Someone you admire?
favorite actor?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. There's so many good actors out
And so
there.
there's a lot of great ones.
That my favorite.
Yeah. Well, at least for tonight, because I'm not going to ask you after
Yeah.
the show or when I talk to you again. For right now,
I like Denzel Washington.
he's at the top of a lot of people's list, and I got to do the ladies some solid, a solid too. Your favorite actress?
My favorite actress,
Yeah.
Octavia Spencer.
Mm,
I like Octavia Spencer. She's wonderful.
okay. Yeah, she's another solid one.
Mhm.
All right, all right. So what I'll do is let me see if I can get one more, and then I'll do the last one. Um, wow. Let me see. I got to make this one good for you. All right, favorite nutritious food. I'll do that since I said favorite food. You said fries, but we know you eat healthy. Favorite healthy food.
My favorite healthy food would have to be chickpeas.
Very nutritious.
Yeah.
It's good, good deal. All right, and here's the last one. Favorite time of the day for love making.
Mm.
Sound like you just ate some chickpeas.
You know what time?
What time?
Every time.
Every time or anytime?
Every time.
Every time. It don't matter. That's a solid answer. All
every
right.
every and any.
Every and any time. All right,
Mhm.
that's beautiful. And with that answer, my brother, filmmaker, Emeka, and by the way, you have now gotten yourself out of the love zone, off of the love. So I just need you to say abracadabra one more time.
Abracadabra.
Well, you said action, but it still works. It's no problem. We're good. Hey, man, thank you so much for being here. Um, appreciate you. Appreciate your work. Continue blessings and success on everything that you do.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, and tell them one more time, man, where they can find your films.
You can find my film at myfullname.com, which is Emeka, M like Mary, B for boy, A for apple, D for David, IWE.com. So Emeka and by the way, or you can at me at Facebook and IG at Emeka Film. Emeka EMEKA FILM.
Cool, cool. Got that one. And everything, America, man. Appreciate you again so much. And I want to thank everybody that's watching over on Facebook and YouTube one more time. Also want to thank BronxNet for housing this show and also DH1 TV that's on Roku and Amazon Fire and Spotify. You can catch the podcast on Spotify right now after dark with Shawn Corneliius. And this show will be up there really, really soon. So as I always say in parting, please go with God in your heart. Have a peace of mind. Have a wonderful, wonderful tomorrow. And I'll catch you back here on the next episode of After Dark with Shawn Corneliius. So from Lula May and Cornelius' baby boy, good night. God bless you. And I'll catch you around the corner. Emeka, thank you, brother. Love you, man.
Love you too, brother.
All
Thank you.
right. Peace.